Karamajong girls as young as 10 years were trafficked from Napak district into Kenya's capital Nairobi. Vision Group investigations established that some reportedly ended up in Somalia in the hands of the Al-Shabaab, with hardly any hope of returning home. Trafficking is used by many people in Uganda, but a few people can differentiate between trafficking and illegal transportation of people.
Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
In an interview with New Vision TV, Alex Sembatia, a person who has been rescuing trafficked men and women, breaks down the difference between these two.
Human trafficking is when someone takes you out of order. He comes to you, convinces you good, heaven and earth, that you're going to hand a lot of this money, and then just out of the blue, they transport you out and take you. We cannot say that whoever is in the Middle East or wherever, in everywhere, India, wherever, is trafficked. No. There are some who goes by the companies. There are registered companies in Uganda that actually were given authority to take Ugandans abroad to work. They are there. And there are some other individuals who takes Ugandans not even in Middle East in particular, all over the world. Because I've ever come across a certain girl who was trafficked to US, Some other people were trafficked to China, some to India, some to everywhere. So that means that human trafficking is not so particularly that you're going to Middle East. They can take you anywhere in the world per their interest.
The United Arab Emirates has in recent years become a hub for Ugandans seeking employment as domestic workers and security guards. Reports indicate that the United Arab Emirates serves as a human trafficking hub where recruiters sell migrants to families that then illegally transport them to other countries in the Gulf. Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania serve as primary transit points for trafficking in the region. The report shows while the ease in travel across border posts, which no longer require passports, contributes to the flow of trafficking. However, experts say that gathering information to ensure the prosecution of suspects is still proving difficult. 96 Ugandan girls aged between 14 and 18 were stopped at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Kenya while trying to board a flight to the United Arab Emirates. The girls were intercepted by Kenyan authorities after a tip-off that the girls were being trafficked. Sembatia says the only unusual thing about this story is that the girls were found before they left the continent. Sembatia tells New Vision TV how they managed to rescue the girls who had been trafficked and needed rescue.
We went to Kenya, May 2019. We went to Kenya to see really if this is actually happening per this information we had on ground. Reaching there, we saw them. We came back and we gave this information to the Uganda police. We gave information to anti-corruption unit. And when I was talking to anti-corruption unit, they told me, Alex, we need this information to be verified. You go back and make a report. I went back to Kenya, the same place. I made a report. I gave it to anti-corruption unit. Then we shared that very information with Interpol, Uganda. We shared that very information with CID headquarters. They know about this from last year. We have been doing different visits on the same issue so that we needed a very classified information because going and do operation is a thing. But if you do an operation to unclassified information, like you don't have a tangible information, you're actually doing a vague information, a vague operation.
With support from Uganda Police, Freedom, Now Africa, and security forces from Kenya, Sembatia said they managed to rescue 96 trafficked girls who were living in Kenya and some who had been taken to Somalia to join the Al-Shabaab.
In May last year, there were 14 girls rescued in that site, and we helped actually. It was a joint effort as well, like I told you. It was a joint effort, a conjunction with Uganda Police, Kenyan Police, and other stakeholders as well. Now, when they were rescued, we had to speak with them. They gave us information. We have a lot of our friends who are behind us. They are out there. And we acted upon that information to go out there and see, is it true?
Sembatia draws a picture of how these girls were poorly living in Kenya with hardly no food to eat.
There were so many criminals. I call them criminals because of what they are using. They are using. I interacted with them at some point and asked them why they were there. They're like, we come here and, chill down, as you know, of course, Kenyans, yes. And of course, you see some of them are Somalis, They are there, they are taking their drugs, they don't care. And some of them actually told me that they are using these girls sex-wise. They buy them, give them some money, and then they use them sexually. Actually, they told me 200 to 500 Kenyan shillings, which are around 10,000 Uganda shillings.
In recent years, Uganda's human trafficking problem has been brought to the world's attention as its government has been criticized for not fully meeting the minimum standards necessary to eliminate human trafficking. Sembatia continues to draw the light on how these girls who are trafficked through the airport move and how they avoid the security at the airport.
Some of them, they were going to Middle East, like Oman, and they were told to say that they are going to Dubai. And even they had two visas. They have a fake visa and they have a right visa. The right visa is the Oman visa, but they have another visa of Dubai. So when they are going here, when they go through the immigration, they go through with a Dubai visa. After going through like this, that visa is tied up and it's never worked out anymore. So you have now the right visa, which is Oman.
Sembatia gives advice on how someone should know that he or she is being trafficked.
You will see someone telling you that there's a person who is going to call you at the airport. I have seen all those cases. Someone is going to call you at the airport and give you instructions. Now, if I'm going in the right way, why do you have to give me instructions when I cannot even see you? That means that is actually a one step of knowing that you're trafficked.
However, due to the unemployment epidemic in our country, so many youths want to go abroad for work. Before they go, Sembatia has some advice for them.
When you see such people coming to you, promising a lot of things, just know that these are actually human traffickers. And also, this is like an advice to the girls or to the youths who fights to go to abroad to work. At least you go to Ministry of Labor. Ask them about the person who is taking you. Who is he? Why is he has that much interest in you? Why only you, by the way? They have their relatives. Why don't they take their relatives if there is actually a lot of money out there?
Chris Guy, the president of Freedom Now Africa, which has been fighting trafficking, gives an insight into the challenges that are hindering the fight against human trafficking in Uganda and Africa in general.
It doesn't take much to traffic people from Uganda. There are very good people within the Uganda police force, within some of the ministries, within some of the government offices and posts. Some big people, some people inside the system, right? That are really fighting, are really trying. And it's not a lack of trying, it's a lack of support, a lack of resources, a lack of expediting this, speed, to make these things move in a way to come together so you can work in a effective partnership.
Wajua hata saizi hawezi kujua tuko ndani.